Hi, I'm Jill Clifton. Welcome to Landscape of Mothers. This installment of Ask the Mothers is how do I push through and grow when I'm exhausted spiritually? My super short answer is you don't. If you're exhausted, then your body is telling you something about needing to rest. Our rest time is when we integrate. So if you've been going through a lot spiritually lately, maybe you just need some time. Maybe it just needs to weave itself into your being and allow it to find where it belongs, where it offers you something back. It offers you a teaching about what you value in the world or what you think is important. It might also just be that it needs to integrate with the other parts of how you operate so that it can feed you, so that that your spirituality can be a place that you rest into. There is no need for growth, and constant growth is a sort of an economic idea that we have that has nothing to do with our natural lived lives. And so constant growth is not the goal. Being able to pull in fact, I had a teacher for a long time who always said that sometimes if we go slower, we actually get there faster. And I think spirituality is one of those places, is that when our spirit is feeling, when we move slowly with our spirit work, that's when we actually make these leaps and bounds because there's room for it to integrate, for it to show up in different ways and perspectives in our lives. And so maybe going back and just looking over the things that you've done in your spiritual life that you feel really grateful for. Gratitude goes a long way toward integrating things. And maybe it's time for a review instead of a constant growth or making another leap. Maybe it's time for some reflection. This is also, right now as I'm making this video, it's mid-November. This is a good time of year to go into reflection. We're in the dark time of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. And so there's just a lot more room for going to bed early, getting some more sleep. We integrate things in our sleep, so I highly recommend sleep. Goes with exhaustion too. Reading a book can be a way that's, or listening to a podcast that's on these topics that you've been exploring can also be a good way because you're listening to someone else integrate the things that you've been working on, and that can help your system do it too. So I hope that feels helpful. And you have my very best wishes on your spiritual journey. I think it's a really important, fundamental part of what we do as parents, that we develop a rich inner life. That means that we are developing our own sense of self apart from being parent. And I think it's really good for our kids to see, and it allows them to have their own process of doing this. So, and integrating, what they learn spiritually, from their communities and things like that. So I think it's a really important task. So I hope you give yourself the grace and time to go slowly.